From book to reading device, how technology has influenced our literacy skills. This is what reading looked like in a classroom in the 1990s, where students were doing share reading with peers and teachers reading aloud to students using a paperback book. This is what reading looks like now in an elementary classroom, where students are reading from electronic devices and listening to read aloud from projected screen or YouTube videos. Though technology has brought many benefits, can the convenience of technology change the way we read? A quote from Barron stated that the deep reading practices that we had come to take for granted after centuries of book culture are supposedly being replaced by shallower forms of reading. We use books for sharing information about the world we live in, by telling stories, documenting history, and learning about the unknown universe. It acts as a collection of wisdom from our predecessors. Let's journey back to the origin of books. The origin of books comes from Mesopotamia that came in forms of cuneiform tablets and clay, whilst materials such as beech bark and bamboo have also been used to document writing. Ancient Egyptians used roll-up scroll made from papyrus plant, which varied in length ranging from 14 to 52 feet. The Romans created the most recognizable form of books as we know them today, even using a table of contents and indexes. The codex, an early form of a bounded book, had durable wood covers, with pages made from parchment, a type of animal skin. The Christians spread the word of the gospel using the codex due to its compact nature. In 868 AD, the Chinese were the first to print a book, the Diamond Sutra. It is a Buddhist book from Dunhuang. Inventor Bi Sheng used porcelain materials to create individual characters that can be arranged into words or sentences. He put molds of letters on a frame and added ink on top of the mold. Finally, he pressed the paper against the surface of the mold to get printed text. This was the world's first movable type printing technology. In Korea, the oldest movable printing press using metal was in 1377 AD, where they printed Jikji, a Buddhist book. Gutenberg printing press machinery made books more accessible to the public by combining movable type printing press and parchment to mass-produce copies of books. This meant that from the 1450s onwards, books were more accurate and available to the mass public, and no longer for just the elites. In 1971, in order to encourage the creation and promotion of e-books, Project Gutenberg was founded and became the oldest digital library. This resulted in the rising popularity of literature, where literacy began to flourish and reference books like dictionaries also became popular. After books have been printed, people started to design pamphlets. The purpose of pamphlets was to debate ideas like Martin Luther's challenge of the Catholic Church. Later, two major means of mass communication, newspaper and magazines, derived from the printing of pamphlets. In the past, books were sewed together, which was expensive. Later, the development of glue books led to paperback books, making them affordable to the public. In the modern era, books are transforming to another form to suit the needs of convenience and still serve the function of a book. Kindle. Kindle has been around for a decade. Kindle is a portable e-reader developed by Amazon. It is operated by Android system. The first generation Kindle, which name means to light a fire, was introduced on November 19, 2007, and Kindle DX, which has a larger screen, was released in 2009. Kindle is an e-reader device which allows users to browse, download newspaper, novels, magazines, and other forms of digital media. From keyboards to 5-button cursor pads to touchscreens and eventually wireless, Kindle continually evolved to provide the best reading experience to the readers. Whether it's improving the pace of page turning or connecting the internet to access more book choice. Now the book has changed its form from 3D to flat screen. It still serves the same purpose of storing and communicating information to the public. But with mass information on reach, does it change the way we read and write? Since we are drawn to convenience, more people prefer reading ebooks than paperback books. According to Catherine Zucker, internet researcher at the Paul Research Center, e-reading is a trend that continues to grow. Print book reading dropped from 72% to 67% from 2011 to 2012. Again, quoting from Barron, "My concern," says Barron, "is that deep reading and rereading, uninterrupted reading, and tackling longer texts are seen by fewer and fewer people as part of what it means to read. Due to fluctuating technology, we read shorter articles or look for relevant information rather than examining the text word by word. In turn, people start not appreciating complex detail, instead just skimming through lengthy texts or books." Thus, as educators, we need to be aware of this trend of switching from paper-based reading to screen-based device.